All right, it is time to do a CSS battle. So we have some bars and some circles. Interesting. The circles look like they could repeat, but they're going to repeat too much, I think. Anyway, let's start making repeating dots. We're going to do that with a background that's a radial gradient. It's going to go from red to blue. It's actually not going to do any of that, but I like to make sure it draws first and then start getting it to be something like it should be. So this is going to be, I don't know, 30 pixels. Not too big. 20, probably too little, probably 25. Anyway, we'll fix that in a minute. Now, it needs to be, well, we're going to play with the repeat anyway. All right, let's make this 30 and 40 there. We're starting to see our pattern. 40. I'm going to target just the HTML here so that I'm not seeing two sets of grids. Okay. This is horizontal. Horizontal repeat. I want to be, oh, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? Okay. Horizontal repeat, let's say 100. That's not quite right. 110. That might be better. Let's back it up a little bit. Let's back it up 10 pixels. Back it up, I mean, go that way. No, that's too big, isn't it? Was 100 right? Well, 100 might have been too much. Let's put it, not minus, but let's say 5. Yeah, 100 was too much. 90. And now let's move it 10 more. 20. Okay, that looks like the right horizontal repeat. Now, there are too many of them showing up. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. I have some bad ideas. But now let's deal with the vertical repeat. So the vertical repeat is not enough. I wonder if it's 90 also. Ooh, no. 80. And let's deal with the offset. 10, 20. That's not right yet. Let's try 70. Could be right. Who knows? Let's go back to 0. Minus 10, 20. Now it's not enough. So 75. 40. That looks like the right amount. 35. Oops. 6. 37. 37, of course. Because why not? Now, I need to deal with the fact that there are way too many of them. Can I do that with margin? I think if I do that with margin, it's going to just repeat more. So let's try a border that is 30 pixels solid this color. That's going to move everything, but such is life. So that's working, but it needs to be bigger on the sides than the top. Border width. Could use border block and border inline, but by the time I do both, I think it's going to be faster, shorter to do it this way. So this is top. It's going to be 50. I don't need pixels because I'm saying width, I think. Is that enough if I get the offsets right? Maybe. See? fact, I can do more than 50 because the top's not wrong yet. 60, 55. 55 is the most I can do. And that I don't think is going to be enough. So 80. Can do more. 100. 110. Now let's start playing with offsets. Let's start with 0. That's pretty good. Let's start with 0. And that didn't work, but you know, minus 15, 17, 18, 17 or 18. Probably 17.5, because you know, what if I make this 54? Is it technically? It probably matters. I'm gonna make this 55 again, and this 18. Probably gonna end up half pixels somewhere because of that, but you know. All right, now I need to draw the bars. Can I do that with the body? Quarter, 20 pixels, solid, dash. No, it can't be solid and dashed, dummy. It needs to be that color, dashed. Okay, it's not big enough, which is fine. 40. Margin 0. Let's start with 0. Okay, the spacing on the dash is wrong, but that was expected. Minus 100. 150. Okay. Whoops, that's not what I went off. This is the one I went off. Okay, the spacing on the dash is wrong. Which, you know, I assumed would be the case. I mean, I can keep making it wider. I can make it 250, but the spacing's not going to change. It's going to change a little bit, but it's not going to change as much as I need. So, solid. And I'm going to say border block. And then I'm going to say margin 0 and what's that going to be? 1 minus. Okay, this is the right one. Actually, 0 and 0. Okay, minus 50, 80, 100, and 10. All right, now this number is going to be bigger. It's going to be 100, 10, 30, 35. That might not look terrible. That doesn't look terrible. Now, can I with get box reflect right 100? Evidently, I cannot. Oh, because I can't spell. There. 80, 90. Let's see if that's a match. The bottom one looks a little funny, but it may not be. Of course, 99.9. Perfect. All right, I'm going to start by messing with this thing because I thought it was a little suspect to start with. There's a match. Okay. WebKit Box Reflect is a lot of letters. It's 276 right now. Is it shorter to get rid of that? Add a paragraph tag. I'm going to write down 276 because I never remember these things. I'm just going to put it here. 276. All right, paragraph. Scale -1. And then I need a paragraph tag. And I don't know what it's doing there. Margin 0. It should be inheriting the stuff from let's try -1, 10, 50. Why is it together? Oh, because it probably doesn't have any padding. Padding. 20. Yeah. And then make the bottom margin -50. Padding 50 minus, what is that, 40? Not 440. 55. And then move it over some more. What is that going to be? 250. And then not 2150, 150. 250. What did I say? 276. Oh, this is way more. All right. Going back. There's that. All right. Are there better ways? I'm sure there are. All right. Border solid and dark green. Nope. That's light green. Can I just do, no, I have to change the color. If I have to change the color, okay, so I can say, I don't know if this is better. 276 is what I still have. I can say border that and say border width 40, 0, 40, 0. That's more. But can I now 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's going to save me a little bit to replace that with a custom prop, but not enough. So I'm going to go back to border block, 40 pixels, get rid of this, and I have an extra space. Can I put this back to 56? That's going to squish everything around. What did I put it to before? 54? And now margin is 1, 2. How's that visually? Not right. 56, 54. 55 looks the best. Can I do this without a border? I think margin is going to mess me up. So let's do just margin 50. Yeah, it's going to repeat outside the margins, right? Even if I don't have any of this going on. The repeat continues. The background has to be something, and even though there's a margin, ideally bringing this in, outline one pixel solid, even though that's what I'm declaring I want the HTML to be, the HTML has to be something so it continues to bleed outside of its margins. Is there, I could box shadow. Should box shadow. Let's see how this lines up first. I think that's going to need to be 55 and 0. Box shadow 0.009 inch. And it needs to be this color. And I'm almost out of time. This is vertical, which is still correct. This needs to be something different. 20. Problem, okay. That can't be 0 because I need it to come in on the sides as well. So what is that going to be? 100. And of course I messed this up now. 10. Now let's see if I can put this back. That's it. Oh, because everything's broken. Okay. So now this needs to move over 45. That may or may not be a match. Of course not. Try again for match. Just make sure. 279. That's more than I had. That wasn't 276. All right, going back with border. I didn't leave outline, did I? I don't know. There. I think that's the one that's working, and that's 276. 2 minutes. Gonna load the plugin thingy, 20 pixels, 5 VW, 90 pixels, 5 LH. Come on. 75 pixels. That's as good as it's gonna get. 40 pixels, I don't think is anything good. 5CH, I'm wrong. 90 pixels is 5 LH, I already decided, right? LH. Still matching. What's this gonna be? Border width. Margin 0, 135. What is 135? What if I put 50% in? 40, 60, 70, 5. That looks right. And we're just minifying. I can push a button. Submit. I'm going to close that before it makes awful noises. All right, that's it today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.